Oh.
Babe, did you see her in the picture right there?
Mm-hmm.
She looked like me.
She looks just like you.
That's so fun.
All right, before we begin the show, let's thank our sponsors. First and foremost, our title sponsor, Once Upon a Coconut. All natural, non-GMO coconut water with natural electrolytes and no added sugar. You can choose from pure, blueberry, pineapple, watermelon, sparkling energy, and chocolate flavors with Once Upon a Coconut. Stay hydrated and refreshed. And if you're wondering why it tastes so darn good, it's due to a combination of factors, including the freshness and sweetness of young coconut water, the lack of additives, and the natural electrolytes present. And the best part about it, Once Upon a Coconut, 10% of profits go to charity that benefit our communities, including the Down Syndrome Foundation, Breast Cancer Foundation, Leukemia Society. Good things, good people, great product. So you can grab it at some Sprouts, you can grab it on Amazon, you can go online to find a store near you or purchase it right there off of their website, onceuponacoconut.com. It is delish. Big thanks to Inspect All Pest Services, our buddy Nick and the crew over at Inspect All Pest Services, providing the highest quality termite, pest, and wildlife control. That's not all they do. Inspect All can take care of your insulation, pressure washing, gutter maintenance, and other home services in Metro Atlanta and the surrounding areas. Remember, seasonal, you get different bugs and critters all around your house, so you want to go with the best in the business, and that would be one of our fine sponsors from day one, InspectAllServices.com. It's the Mad Dog, Manny Aurora, with the Aurora Law Firm, best darn defense attorney in the world, litigating all over the United States, based out of Georgia. We're talking criminal defense, white-collar crime, DUI, drug offenses, appeals, and more. And you can always get your legal questions answered by the Mad Dog, Manny Aurora, by getting those to me. And when he pops up on a show, you get your questions answered. So go to thebaileyshow.com and we'll get those questions to the Mad Dog. The Aurora Law Firm.com. He is the best in the business when it comes to therapists. There's no doubt about that. I use them, and so should you. We're talking about Dr. David Markwell with Ridgeline Counseling. He's got 10 therapists in-house, 3 different locations there in Georgia, one across from Sprayberry High School in Sandy Plains in East Cobb, Marietta near the Square in McKaysville, just outside of Blue Ridge. But if you're not in Georgia and you need to talk to the good doctor, then you can go online and get virtual sessions. Ridgeline Counseling at gmail.com if you'd like to email him directly, or go online to markwelltherapy.com. There is no better time to check if your insurance is any good. That's why FBC Insurance is waiting for you to reach out. You can call them at 888-308-1841 or email them info@fbcinsuranceservices.com. I just switched up my car insurance because I got a better deal at FBC Insurance. They were the people to find it. Perfect for new homeowners, especially if you're trying to reshop those current insurance policies. 5-star service, multi-policy, bundled discounts, and they're going to shop every carrier out there to find the best insurance for your house, flood, storm season, auto, motorcycle, boat, recreational vehicle, or just a personal policy. 888-308-1841 or go online, FBCInsuranceServices.com. Another one of our great sponsors in storm season. You have to talk to the good people at Alternate Power Solutions of Georgia. Family owned and operated. They are a Generac generator dealer, founded in 2012. So storm season, power goes out. Who knows when it's coming back on? Don't be that guy or girl that does not have a backup plan and having power for whatever it be, especially medical devices, fans, air conditioning, so on and so forth. Offering sales, service, installation, and repair of automatic home standby and portable generators, every single one of you. When you become a customer at Alternate Power Solutions of Georgia, you get an upgraded warranty, free monitoring, and warranty repair. A+ rating with the BB&B, and you pay nothing until the job is complete. Call or request a free home assessment. You can go to their website, poweringgeorgia.com, or buzz them at 770-853-7571. Use the discount code Bailey, my last name, and get $500 off your entire installation. All right? Servicing Georgia and Tennessee. Again, another great sponsor of the BS podcast that is going to come to your aid here during storm season. And I'm talking about Cliff Bratcher and Jayco Contracting. This one hits home for me because I needed advice from Cliff and Jayco Contracting when my mother got a hole in her roof. Now, Jayco Contracting helping the good folks out in Georgia. And if you're in Georgia, you call him this storm season just to know that you're going to be taken care of when that tree falls through your roof or your shingles come off or a hole somehow appears. years, right? They are a platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning, licensed and insured roofing and gutter specialists covering all of Georgia. Keep in mind, if you've not gone through this process, Cliff and Jayco Contracting are going to take care of it from start to finish. That means dealing with the insurance companies. That can be a headache and a negotiation, and they're the best to do it. Commercial and residential satisfaction guaranteed. JaycoContracting.com, or 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. You give Cliff Bratcher a call at 770-316-3876. Alive Ozone Therapy Spa in Altamont Springs, Florida. This is mine and my wife's wellness spa. If you have an autoimmune, cancer, HIV, just simple biohacking, long COVID, the answer is yes to just about anything that's going on in your body. Most of the time it starts with inflammation, and ozone therapy, it decreases inflammation. So ozone therapy, we are the first and only to do it in Central Florida. That is a live ozone therapy spa. We also offer red light therapy, halo therapy, pressotherapy, PMF grounding mat, as well as naturally in-house made ozone infused products like the magnesium butter that many of you absolutely love. Ozone therapy, what is it? Quickly, it repairs and rejuvenates your cells to the mitochondrial level by using activated oxygen. Simple as that. No side effects. That's all there is to it. It's a 30-minute session, and you actually burn up to 600 calories when you're in the Hocket sauna. We do it the most non-invasive way. So whether you're in the area or you want to travel, book an appointment, aliveozonetherapyspa.com. All the products you can get there as well. And remember, for you two peers, use the discount code BS10 to take that off those online products. If you want to be a sponsor of the show, reach out to me via thebaileyshow.com. And if you are a listener of this podcast and you need any of our great sponsors, please reach out to them. Now, let's begin.
Go ahead and leave a comment about how you deal with your children leaving home while I recover.
Honey, I raised the kids.
Our kids leaving the nest is never easy. So in order to cope, Jason and Rachel have decided to share the journey of their kids, Caleb and Ariel, or Bees as most know her. Follow the story in this podcast.
Honey, I raised the kids.
Yeah, there it is. Episode 63 of the Honey, I Raised the Kids podcast. It's a podcast about us becoming empty nesters, just so you know. Thanks for being here. My name's Jason Bailey. There is my lovely wife, Rachel Guy.
Hey, y'all.
Collectively, we are known as RAEJAE.
It's the best way.
RAEJAE. That's who we are.
RAEJAE.
RAEJAE. We it was either we go high noons or we were going to go with the vodka once upon a coconut water.
So delicious.
So delicious, but we are so lazy. It was just grab a high noon. We had the vodka once upon a coconut water chocolate, matter of fact.
Oh my God. It's
the other night, and it was so delicious. Good. So they are our title sponsor for all of our shows on the BS Network. Onceuponacoconut.com, the best coconut water on the market. Go to their website, see where you can find it in a store near you, depending on which state you're in. You can also order online, onceuponacoconut.com. If you're in the Central Florida area, you can stop by a live ozone therapy spa. And if we have any left, you can have one for free.
They go quick.
They go quick. And we're working on
a fun code.
A fun code.
Yeah.
Yeah, a fun code. I need you to get over closer to Darth.
This way?
Yeah, Buddy gets upset.
Is that better?
Yeah, Buddy gets upset if you're too far over.
Oh, does he need to like cut?
Yeah, he needs to cut and then do this and do that.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Is this better for you?
Sorry, but yeah, it's good. So yeah, onceuponacoconut.com. Thank you very much. 5 new shows throughout the week. This is released on Mondays, as always. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays is the BS podcast. Wednesday's a Freebay episode. Tuesdays and Thursdays are for subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, we're frozen, but we're back. Buffering. And then Friday, there's a new podcast with Brad Stewart, the basis for Saliva, and the original basis for Shinedown, former basis of Fuel, called The Vinyl Road. Rock and roll, stories from the road, life, and everything in between. Very, very cool podcast. Very, very, very cool podcast. So anyway.
Fun stories.
we had a big date night this week.
We did.
We went out on the town, saw a buddy of mine do comedy
In Deltona.
in Deltona, Florida. I was afraid that we weren't going to be dressed up enough.
You don't like my muumuu dress?
Yeah, we were fine. Like, we were black tie in it.
My muumuu dress was like the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know there was a Bonkers Comedy Club in Deltona, Florida.
I didn't know. How does that work? I don't know that. Do they just do pop-ups or?
Yeah, Bonkers has been around for a while. John and George back in the day, the guys that owned Taboo and
I remember that place.
yeah, and God, what was the other place called? It's had so many changes. But anyway, they owned Bonkers, I think, originally. And then they pop up and they'll be in a civic center or a dining hall or wherever.
It's like pop-up comedy.
Yeah,
Surprise.
well, I mean, that's their base. I mean, that's where they're out of now.
Surprise, we're funny.
But they don't have like an improv building.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. Jeff Kaufman. We went and saw Jeff Kaufman. I've known Kaufman for a very, very long time. He's a lawyer in Central Florida and he does radio and all that stuff. And
He has some fun stories about his son that are fun stories like our son.
both autistic.
Yep, they both do the same dumb things.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. You know,
Yeah, it's funny.
if I were to give him a piece of advice, which I'm sure he doesn't want, I would say, don't go blue. Stick with the family stuff because that was the best stuff.
Yeah, it was funny.
Anytime you can talk about, that's why we're doing this podcast. I mean, like
the dumb shit your kids do.
The dumb shit. Well, not only the dumb shit your kids do, but the dumb shit we do.
Yeah, that you do in response to your kids.
And collectively over the years, you put together a great story.
Yeah.
Which is, when your time comes, that's the stuff you remember, the silly stuff. I mean, think about, okay, so we've been together 13 years.
Mm-hmm.
I came in to you and the kids' lives when Ariel was 5 and Caleb was 10.
9, but yes.
9. Okay. I'm thinking of one moment in particular that when I'm dead and gone, that story will be told over and over again.
Oh, was it when you hit him with the football?
No, but that
was funny.
No, because we've never really talked about that story.
Oh, okay.
What story that involves all 4 of us that something I did,
you did,
I was doing. Ariel loves telling this story.
Oh my God. I always want to go to the Oreo cookie in the Bahamas.
The Oreo cookies in the Bahamas. Yeah. That came home, came back to the room. We were both tipsy and I think throwing Oreo cookies.
So you were asking Caleb if he wanted an Oreo cookie because they were so delicious and you could twist them and do like this. And it's, oh, look, it's so fun. Caleb, here, catch. And you launched it across the room. And you didn't just like launch it, you pelted the wall. It went past his head, like whizzing past and smacked the wall. And you like left a cookie dent in the wall in the Bahamas.
But it was probably even more memorable, especially at that time, because I was on a strict diet. and they weren't used to seeing me
eat
cookies or sugar. Yeah. So they were like,
so
whoa.
Now you're drunk and eating cookies.
Right. Yeah.
And throwing them.
And I never wanted to be intoxicated in front of them, especially at that age.
Yeah.
We weren't like stupid drunk, but I mean, we were goofy.
Drunk.
I mean, we were goofy drunk,
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And they thought it was hilarious.
Hilarious. And that's what they remember from our vacation.
Right. That's my point.
Not the swimming with the dolphins, not the swimming with the sharks.
Not the swimming with Tati drowning.
Oh, hi, Bees.
Hi, Bees.
Bees,
hey, come up.
Come here, Bees.
Come on up, Bees. Everybody wants to see you.
Hi, Bees.
Here's an appearance from the Beezers.
Nice to meet. There's a camera.
You want to go over there? Okay. Say that.
Oh, look, right here.
There's the Beezers.
Come this side.
There's the Beezers. Say hi, Bees.
Hi, Bees.
Say hi.
Hi.
So let me ask you.
Oh my God, look at my twin right now.
So Bees, did you just hear that conversation we were having? Oh, okay. Would you agree that the day that, God forbid, 50 years from now, I'm gone, right? And you guys are sitting around and you're talking about old stories, that would be the story or one of the stories that you would tell, right?
Yeah.
Why was that so funny to you?
Because y'all came back into the room late to say that you were going to bed, and then you were joking around eating cookies, and you like flung it like this at Caleb's.
She even knows how you
like
flung
that.
it.
You were like, cookies, have one.
You Spider-Man flung it.
And you will always remember me from the drunken Oreo cookie in the Bahamas story.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I'm so
Look at
proud.
that.
I'm so
It
proud
left a
right now.
mark on the wall and everything.
See, I told you they remember the mark on the wall. That's funny.
It is funny.
Yeah. Was your dad intoxicated?
Yeah.
Was your mother intoxicated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Because what was her gimmick that night? I had the cookies and she had something.
Pringles.
Pringles. Yeah,
You were
Pringles.
putting 2 Pringles in your mouth like you were a duck.
Yeah.
I think there's a picture.
It was pizza Pringles.
Pizza Pringles.
Oh, I do like those.
That's delicious.
They are delicious.
Pizza Pringles. No. So,
Hey, I have a high noon.
yeah.
Beast, you want a high noon?
no.
I'm
Bees
just kidding.
cannot have a
Just
high noon.
Bees, you can't have a
She's
high
going to
noon.
have her Jeremiah's.
Is it?
I got you yours too.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Oh, you got one, huh?
Yeah, I did. I'm trying to find my abs.
Good luck.
That Bees said, "Ma, do you want to find your abs tonight?" And I said, "Yeah."
Let me go get
And
you
she's
some
like,
Jeremiah's
Hold
ice
on,
cream.
hold on, I got you.
Mhm.
Done.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bees.
Yeah. There you go.
Babe, did you see her in the picture right there?
Mhm.
She looked like me.
She looks just like you.
That's so fun.
Spitting image.
First time ever.
Oh, spitting image.
That's so exciting.
It is very exciting.
Only took 20 years
Yeah. And some hair dye.
and some hair dye. 20 years and some hair dye. Nailed it. You are my kid.
Just not just for men, just for moms. Do you want your daughter to look like you? Just for mom hair dye.
She too can be you.
Yeah, she too can be you. So one of the things the thing I want to talk about on this podcast, and there's a reason, or this episode, there's a reason why I'm bringing this up, and I'll tell you why. Of
Mhm.
course.
Mhm.
The question is, do you think that you will be like your parents, either one, you get to pick,
Mhm.
in 20 years?
I would really like to be like my dad.
Not asking you want to be, just Mother Nature takes its toll and you just turn out like that. And one day you don't even realize it, but somebody says to you, you're just like your father, or you're just like your mother.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be like my dad.
You,
He's a happy guy.
I understand that. What I'm asking you is, in 20 years,
Yes, in 20 years.
you don't want to be like your dad. You want to be like you, right?
Yeah,
I hope you don't want to be
Yeah,
like
no, I want to be like
you want to be
me.
like you.
Yeah, I want to be like me.
But in 20 years, just life takes its toll, and you
Mhm.
just someday, somebody comes up to you, maybe it's me, and
Yeah.
says, you do realize you are exactly like your mother, or you're exactly like your father, or you're exactly like your sister even.
Mhm.
Do you think that will happen?
I'd like to say no.
But
Well, genetics and like they were raised us, but I'd like to say no because we live our world so differently and we try so hard to not do those things that I don't think in 20 years with our the way that we're living our world that is it like inevitable that happens?
see, I'm trying to figure this out, is that, like when you're a kid, you look at your parents and you go, okay, unless you got good parents and they do good things, you're like, I want to be just like them. So you say maybe your dad's your hero or something.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think for the majority, at least me, I looked at at least my first stepdad and my mother, definitely. And I'm like, I don't want to be anything like it. I looked
Yeah.
at most of my family and I was like, I don't want to be anything like them. And
Yeah.
I was and I am the black sheep of that family. I was different mindset, went to college, totally different person than the rest of them. I have a very complacent family for the most part. Not every one of them, but for the most part, very complacent family. My mother, who again is 79 now, when she was younger, she was the black sheep of the family, of her siblings especially. Now, she had a sister, Aunt June, which my cousins Darla and Candy, who were at my birthday party the other day, their mother was the cool one. Like Aunt June was the hip snips. She was awesome to be around. She was cool to
Like
talk.
always.
Okay. She was cool to talk to. She was sweet. She was just, I mean, and I'm a kid remembering Aunt June. She was I just loved Aunt June so much. She was awesome. She died at a very young age of breast cancer. Very sad.
Yeah.
My mother and Aunt June were very close.
Okay.
Because they were very much alike. As a matter of fact, I would say my mother probably looked up to Aunt June.
Okay.
The other sister, Aunt Evelyn, loved her to death. She's no longer with us. Very stuffy, very conservative. That's the life she decided to live. Not my style. My mother kind of even made fun of it a little bit. I mean,
like she didn't live.
She wasn't living for the moment. It was like, this is my world. This is what I do. I get married. I have babies. The babies grow up to have babies. I'm grandmother baby. I do that. It was kind of like that, again, not judging. That's who she was. Yeah. But my mother was never like that.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother would actually kind of take jabs at it, make fun of it. Not maliciously, but she'd make fun of it. So, and Aunt Evelyn was older than my mother.
Okay.
Now, fast forward, my mother's 79. None of her siblings are alive.
Mm-hmm.
And she is a spitting image of Aunt Evelyn. She's got a lot of my grandmother in her.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily all the good stuff that Graham had.
I was about to say, because you really loved your grandmother. And she kind of is how your mom acts now. From what you told me, I don't know because I never met Graham.
It's a little bit different. I didn't have the baggage with Graham either, but that's neither here nor there. But my point is that my mother is nothing like what she was when she was younger. She's turned into everything that she was not.
Do you think she's just tired, or do you think it's just genetics?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking the question. I'm like, does life just take its course? And when you get older, 20, 30 years from now, obviously, depending on how old you are right now listening, do you just turn into the old person? You get off my lawn, that kind of thing. I mean, it's hard not to be outdated because the older you get, the less you care about what's new.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why older people,
you care about what's comfortable,
get left behind. Is because they're not involved in the day-to-day and the the technology and the trends and what's happening. They don't give a shit. And rightfully so, and good for them. That's why they get left behind, is because of that. But my mother, she refuses to learn anything. Nothing.
I think she knows more than she lets you think she does.
I tend to agree with you on that.
I think
she's a hornswoggler.
She is definitely hornswoggles you because I think she likes to need you. She likes to ask you questions. She likes to call you and say, hey, can you help me fix this? Because she likes to. I think she may know because I know it makes you angry, but it's not because she doesn't necessarily doesn't know how to. I think she just likes to have you to help her do it.
Makes me angry.
I know.
Yeah.
It makes you real angry.
Oh my God, the cell phone
You
thing.
get crazy angry.
It drives me nuts. I mean, like, what was it the other day? The cell phone because we got new cell phones, we switched over services, and she's like, I tried to call Mildred with Verizon. Now, this Mildred lady, mind you,
Mildred
she
was so wonderful,
over and beyond the best cell phone person I've ever met. She's like the manager at the store in Altamont Springs off 436.
And Verizon.
She gives me her cell phone. She's doing things for us that she shouldn't have been doing, probably. just a tremendous individual.
She was good.
And if I had a question, I could text her and all these other things. So I had to put my mom on the account so she can go to a store without me where she lives
and get help.
Yeah. I told her.
It was for your sanity.
Yes, but I told her, I said, Mom, you can't live there. You can't live at the Verizon store. You can't go up there and ask them to log you into Facebook. You can't go.
She figured that out on her own.
No, it just
Facebook.
It
just brought it over.
It just brought it over.
Oh, Apple.
Yeah.
Thank you, Apple.
But she couldn't access her pictures.
Oh.
In her Google.
Yeah.
So you got to sign in with your Gmail.
Yeah.
So she reluctantly tells me the other day, she's like, I've been trying to call this Mildred and she's just not answering. I said, Mom, what are you calling her for? You have your phone. Everything is fine. I can't get to my pictures. And so I went to the store. Mom, why did you go to the store?
She needed to log in. Gosh.
The guy says that I needed to log into my Gmail.
Yeah.
I said, okay, yes, that's true. So he did it for me because I was getting all these security alerts. For some reason, I was getting them in my Gmail. So I was like, what's going on?
Because you're the primary on the account.
I guess so.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, well, he got you. I go, well, how did he get your password? Well, he made one up for me. What?
That's like if you would like to send Jason Bailey's head into the stratosphere, that's it right there. You gave somebody your password. Oh my God.
I said, well, okay, well, did you change it?
No.
No, why would I need to? Okay. I talk to you and you tell me about how you don't trust anything. You don't believe anything, only the stuff that you want to believe.
Except for the guy at Verizon.
And it's always the wrong stuff you believe off Facebook. You're a mess with what you believe and who you believe, but yet you're going to trust a total stranger at a Verizon store with your password to your Gmail, like which can control just about everything on your phone.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a big deal. I said, what if he asked you for your bank account information? Well, Jason, he wouldn't ask me for that. And then she's like kind of being a dick, like thinking that I'm overreacting because she's not understanding that you just don't do that.
Well, she also doesn't understand that in Jason Bailey world, you don't give anybody your passwords.
No.
Or you will die.
Of course not. Why would you do
I know,
that?
babe, I agree with you.
If you give somebody your password, get over to Darth a little bit more.
Oh,
if you give anybody the password, it's just a dumb thing. So I said, well, we'll change it. She goes, okay, well, you're going to have to help me do that. I said, no, you know how to Google, how do I change my Gmail password? Figure it out for yourself. And this back to my original point of will we become that or whatever in 20, 30 years? Is it inevitable? I don't want to be that. Like, I know that at 50, I'm not the same guy that I was at 40, 30, or 20. Right. But I want to think that I'm better as I get older.
You'll be more tech savvy.
Well, yeah, but there's going to be things. I mean, by the time that I'm her age, I mean, computers are going to be in the air. They're going to be on like a little disc of air that come up. I mean, cell phones will probably be chips in your head. I mean, who knows?
Like those kinds of things. So like the techie kind of stuff, you don't think you'll ever get to the place where you're like your mom and like, meh, I'm too old for this. I don't feel like fooling with it. I'll stick to what I know.
No, not at all. But that's not the point. The point is her, it's nothing to do with technology. It's just her not willing to learn. Like she had to call Mildred. She had to go up to the Verizon store. Mm-hmm. She refuses to try to figure it out. Oh, my friend Brenda came over. Now my phone's hooked up to my car. She's not Red Helmet, right? She's not stupid. She can still do things. I think it makes me angry because she can do things.
Yeah.
And she's choosing not to do things, which means that she's giving up or she's lazy. One of the two.
Well, do you think, but is it that she's not that she's giving up or maybe not that she's lazy? Maybe she wants to feel like she needs like a connection, like she needs something or she needs help from somebody.
I don't know. It drives me freaking nuts.
I know
though.
it
It just drives
does.
me bonkers. So anyway, back to my point. Do you think, like whatever, let's say your sister or your mother
Mm-hmm.
or your father does that you absolutely despise and can't
Yeah.
stand, that in 20 years from now, it's inevitable that you will be that same person?
I don't think so. I don't think that I can just not work ever.
Yeah, your mom doesn't work.
I know,
Yeah.
like at all.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that. Even when
I'll remember that in 20 years and
yeah,
you're like,
yeah, totally fine.
I don't want to work. We're sold alive for $50 million.
But when I would feel like I would get bored. And I don't know if I could like within my being be that and like do that at all. And so I don't think that in the progression of 20 years, I don't feel like that would change any.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But my dad is not that. He works, he'll work forever. And so I don't know where the progression would go within 20 years of like, I feel like there are certain aspects of some things, yes, because it's like genetic and it was like bred in and that's how you're raised. There are going to be some things, but I feel like we tried really hard to not do that. You and I both.
think bees will be like you in 20 years.
Yeah. We're fun.
Yeah.
You don't think we're fun?
Us now
Yeah.
are good,
Yeah.
but us in 20 years is what scares me.
Us in 20 years on the beach.
Yeah, but I don't know what us after seeing what my mom has gone through,
Mm-hmm.
it scares me. Like it just like
I don't see you being like that though.
yeah.
I see you being like in 20 years. I see if like phones are in a chip in your head and like what was it, Back to the Future with the flying cars and everything. 20 years from now with all of that stuff, I feel like you would be on top of all of that stuff because you like to know and you want to know how to do everything. I don't feel like that would change with you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think there's any convincing my mother of doing that.
Yeah.
Like she's refusing to change or
Yeah.
learn or do any of those
Sure.
things. And
But isn't that generational though? Like that.
that's totally generational. That's the other thing is boomers are that's a total boomer thing.
Yeah.
I also think it's, she gets upset when I say this, but it's Maryland people are complacent people.
They like to chill.
Maryland people, they like their little corner square. That's they don't want anything more. They're happy with it. And
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
yeah, that is a Maryland thing.
It is.
Maryland is a complacency state.
Mm-hmm.
It is like you never see big tech inventors coming from Maryland.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You don't see any of that.
No.
You don't see the go-getters coming from Maryland.
There's like out of all of the graduating classes and stuff, there's only like a handful of everybody that actually like moved, the ones that moved away and like did things. And then everybody else just stayed.
Yeah. Big stay state.
Yeah.
Big stay state.
Stay forever.
You look at our kids,
Mhm.
Caleb and Ariel, and you go, okay, Caleb at 24, is he like you or is he like his father?
Oh, I don't know if I want to answer that question.
Well, I know he ain't like you.
He is not like me.
So I'm assuming he's a lot like his father.
He's like his father and my mother.
Right. Yeah. So that's a trippy kind of
It's weird.
trend when you start to look at it, right?
Yeah, it is weird.
And then you look at Bees at 20
Yep.
and go, okay, when did her father pass? How old was he?
He was 21.
Okay. So her at 20, is he more like you at 20 or her father at 20? I'm going to say her father. And I didn't know him.
No, she's a pretty good mix of both.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's a pretty good mix of both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like there are certain things. It's kind of trippy to see because she is now at the age that he was like when we were together. It's so weird. And so it's odd to see the like genetics that just can't stop, that they just come in and like things that she does and like faces that she makes that are just there, that are him. And then, but like personality and who she is and how she responds to things and like I don't know, just her way is a really good mix of you and me.
Mhm.
And it's really cool to see. So she's got like a really cool, very round of her.
Yeah. I wish
It's neat.
I wish I knew who I'm like at 50. Like if I were like my mother or my father, I probably could ask her.
Oh.
My mom would be able to answer that question.
Sure.
Because I think,
Did they know each other at that age?
oh God, no. I mean,
Oh.
I'm 50. She's 79. He knocked her up when she was 29.
Yeah.
I guess.
What about when you were 29? Were you like your mother or your father?
Well, I don't know what he was like at 29, but
Yeah.
29, that's 21. No, what is that? 21 years ago.
It was a long time ago.
All right, so 21 years ago, that would have been 2001.
Yeah, because Beezer.
No, 2000
no, it would be 2004.
4. Yeah,
'cause
2004.
Beezer's 20. She's born in 2005.
Okay, so 2004.
Yep.
Are you asking? What was the question? What?
Were you, when you were 29, were you more like your mother or your father?
Okay, so in 2000, well, I can tell you right now, I was not like my mother. I can tell you that right
Well,
now.
when she was 29, though.
Oh,
Like when you know what I mean? Because we're looking at like Beez is 20 now, and her father, when he passed away, was 21, and so was I.
yeah. I don't know. It's a great question. I know in 2004, what I was, I mean, that's when I got married to my first wife. So I know exactly what I was like.
Yeah.
And it is,
No? So who was it like?
well, I didn't like me then.
Oh.
Like I like me a lot better now than I like me then.
I like you a lot better now than you then too, because you're with me.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
that was bad.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know, but I don't know anything about my father. Like
Yeah.
I would love to be able to sit down with the guy and go through everything and ask him, but he's a dick and he won't talk to me.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, what an asshole. Like, dude, you're the
like
one,
all adults now.
like you're the one that knocked my mother up.
Yeah.
Your whole entire family knows about me.
Yeah, it's real odd.
They're not.
It's very Maryland.
It's so Maryland. Like, don't be mad at me, dick. Like, what did I do? I didn't do anything. Matter of fact, the dude's wife is the one that's like, you should probably have a conversation with him.
Probably.
Like what an asshole father that you knock a woman up, you have a kid, 50 years later, the dude doesn't want anything from you. He's not even mad at you.
He doesn't need anything from you.
I don't need
Hold on.
anything from you. I promise you my bank account's bigger than yours.
Whoa.
And I'm like, I just want to have a conversation. I got questions. That's all. I just got questions.
Health questions are good ones.
Yeah, just have questions.
We just need to know things.
No. But he's so embarrassed because he was such a shitty father for 50 years.
Well, and he stepped out, and that
he would have gone to the grave if it weren't for my mother sending my oldest sister, half sister, a letter and explaining everything. He would have gone to the grave, me as a secret, and lying to his whole family.
Yes.
And then I would have shown up at the funeral going, "What's up, y'all?
Hey, y'all.
Guess who I am?
I'm your brother.
I'm your brother. I'm your son." And that's a shitty thing to do to your family, right? So anyway.
Well, and I mean, all y'all are adults. You're literally 50. It's fine.
But I have a
Nobody
feeling.
cares.
I have a feeling I'm probably a lot like him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, from what I've heard from my half brother,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm more like him than any of the other kids.
Okay.
Yeah, like allergies.
He smacked you with his DNA. You were the first one. It's fine.
Right. Yeah.
Caleb was the first one. His father also smacked him with his DNA.
Like my demeanor and shooting myself in the foot. Matter of fact, I was talking to my half brother not that long ago because I was curious about kind of like where I'm at in my career, he had mentioned that our father had done something kind of similar later in his career, but years ago.
Oh, really?
Which was detrimental. Like it screwed him forever.
Oh.
And I think I've kind of done the same thing. If I were to crawl up in fetal position and be like, oh, radio, no radio, which I'm not, and I don't.
No.
Which I really don't care about that aspect of my life anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But for him, it hurt him. It crushed him.
It was detrimental.
Yeah, it was detrimental. So I wanted to talk to him about that. No, I'm saying
no go.
No go. I should just fly up there, knock on the door, and be like, "What's up, bitch?
Probably.
You want to have a conversation?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
And just sit them down and tie them to a chair.
They let me knock on the door because they'll answer if they got a Ring doorbell. They'll be like, "Who's this lovely little lady at our door?"
No, you do that. You bring a bunch of balloons so it blocks the camera.
Yeah, well, I'll block you out and be like, "Surprise delivery."
You got a big box. I'm in a big box.
And then move it away. Poof.
Yeah,
surprise.
It says Maryland Crabs and it's a big box. Or I'm dressed up as a crab.
This guy Jay's millionaire.
I'm Bluey the Crab.
I love Bluey the Crab. He's delicious.
You've heard of Old Bay? Where's Old Jay?
You didn't know he was going to come back to haunt you.
He probably gets wind of something like this. He's like, that's not my kid. This dude's fucking nuts. At 50, he's making crab.
No, you know what he's thinking in his head? Shit, he's just like me.
All right. Let's finish this up here. So anyway, I'll let you all know in 20 years.
Okay.
We'll let you know in 20 years. If we're like, whatever.
We'll see. I think we'll be fine.
I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll be all right. We'll be on a beach somewhere.
I hope that y'all enjoy your week. I hope that you listen throughout the week to the different shows. I hope that you subscribe so you can get the Tuesday and Thursday show of the BS. I hope that you use some of our fine sponsors because they're fantastic and they're the best at what they do. Thanks again to our title sponsor, Once Upon a Coconut, onceuponacoconut.com. You guys, I know you guys are ordering it because they're telling me they're getting, where they're getting their orders from. So soon we're going to have a code. We're going to have some type of code for you guys. Just like with the live ozone therapy spa.com, use the code BS10 and you get 10% of your order. So off your order. So you can do that. We'll get a code for you on the Once Upon a Coconut. Bear with us, And then on Friday, the Vinyl Road with me and Brad Stewart. So that's pretty cool. All right. TheBaileyShow.com. If you do want to be a sponsor, please reach out. I'd love to have that conversation and talks with you. Remember, this podcast is syndicated on 2 radio stations Saturday mornings, one on WJR in Orlando, Florida from 6 to 9 a.m. And then the other Planet Radio in Jacksonville, Florida from 6 to 9 a.m. Both on Saturdays. If you're not in the listening area and you want to listen, it's pretty cool. I put a condensed version of the podcast to music. So there's rock and roll all around what we're talking about. So it's a pretty cool show. It's just this podcast done differently. You can listen on the iHeartRadio app. So and then when you listen and you like it, please comment on the radio station's social media, because I'm sure a lot of the people that work there will hate that you like the show. and also on our social media, like, share, follow at Listen to the BS, at The Bailey Show on YouTube, or my personal at Mr. Jason Bailey. Just please, like, share, and follow the content because that's what gets it out and gets other people involved. All right. You got anything before we get out?
I would like for our next 20 years to go real slow.
Yeah, real slow.
Slow it down.
Slow and low.
Yeah.
Slow and low, please. All right. Look, thank you for listening. Thank you for all the support. Enjoy the shows this week. Have a great and safe one. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, bye.
I realize not everyone feels this way. And if you are okay with this stage of your life, honestly, more power to you.
Thanks for listening. Get more information at episodes on thebaileyshow.com.
Honey, I raised the kids.
Subscribe at thebaileyshow.com. Yeah, baby.